Right guys, so where are we today? Sound effects in Ormskirk. What's cheered up my day is this beauty here. Dear me, that is a thing of beauty. I love you. This is Tim. What's your surname, Tim?
Lovely.
Till Lovely. Okay, and you're the owner of Sound Effects.
I am indeed, yeah.
And you're a Rickenbacker lover.
I am a Rickenbacker lover, yeah.
And tell me the fantastic fact about buying local. You think that a shop in Ormskirk wouldn't be able to compete with the best on the internet. They wouldn't be able to compete with the best in the major cities. You know, it's a small town. But tell me that amazing fact about Rickenbacker and Sound Effects.
We believe we're the biggest Rickenbacker dealer in Europe, and certainly the biggest displayer of Rickenbackers in Europe. You can't go anywhere else and see the diversity of models that we do. And that's just kind of our passion showing through really onto the product. So we, very committed to it. We stock it, we order it years in advance of anybody else, and so when it comes to things like this, first people in the country to get them.
The Ruby one.
Yeah.
My day job is top buyer, top dog for Christmas in the construction industry for the last 35 years. My job is to negotiate, to screw prices down and get best value for money. And I've done my work. I've sourced it in America. I've sourced it from Thomann. It was supposed to be cheaper, and I got the best deal from Sound Effects. So, Tim, thanks for doing me a great deal.
Yeah.
And you also great in terms of flexibility, in terms of terms. I could pay straight away. I could pay over a big deposit and 9 months. So flexibility is the key as well. So, thanks again, Tim. So you're going to explain to me. I'm a novice.
Okay.
Okay. Just go through the guitar, and I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. So Rickenbacker, obviously the inventor of the guitar. They invented the electric guitar, should I say. Often people think of Fender doing that, but they were the first mass market producers. But there's no doubt that Rickenbacker invented the electric guitar. Okay. This model's been in existence, evolved slightly, but pretty much since the early 60s.
What model is it?
It's a 330.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the one without the white banding.
Yeah. Binding. So different from the 360, which is regarded as the deluxe model. The 360 is slightly more rounded on the top.
Yeah.
Has binding on the back. Has binding on the slash hole. Has stereo output. We have binding on the neck, and would also have trapeze inlays, so triangular inlays. So, but otherwise, essentially the same.
Yeah, and as you said, the binding, it's a deluxe model, but it won't make the guitar sound any
It's aesthetic,
better.
yeah.
It's aesthetic,
it's just purely aesthetic.
And as we've discussed, I want all 5.
Yeah.
And we've discussed this of what we want. So the next one is going to be that one, but with the 360.
Yeah, 360. Yeah.
Okay, that's the 330. Okay, thanks.
And we might even go for a 12 string for the 360.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
So on your guitar, Phil, a couple of things to note. The jack plate here has a serial number in it, which is 12, if my eyesight serves me right, 42648. If you go onto rickenbacker.com and input that serial number, it'll tell you the week it was built.
You're kidding me.
12 being the year, and then those there will tell you the year, so you can tie it back. And that guitar, once we register it on the till, will be identified as yours. You made the point about
if it gets stolen.
Yeah,
it's traceable.
your guitar. Yeah, and you can't buy these scratch plates. The other point to make is you mentioned about you consider buying from America, you consider buying from Thomann in Europe. Yeah. Once a guitar leaves America, there is no warranty on it whatsoever with Rickenbacker. Your warranty is picked up by the UK importer. So if you grey market import one and bought one from America yourself, you're on your own, you have no warranty.
Okay.
This is tagged to Rossetti, the UK importer, who have been for years, got a fantastic relationship with Rickenbacker. Any issues with this guitar, obviously you come to us first, but the warranty is backed up by Rossetti. So you do have a warranty on this guitar, whereas you grey market, anything like that, you don't get. And there's also people selling them in the UK without that backup as well. So
and how
you
long
come to the right place.
What's the
essentially, you've got a year's warranty, but if, say, there were a paint defect, there was a period in about 2004-05 where there was an issue with a blue, they changed the colour of the blue. It didn't materialise until 5 years later when people got a very slight bubbling on their finish, and Rossetti sorted all those problems out for people, including giving them new guitars if required.
Okay.
So
so if
it's a manufacturing, it definitely is, and particularly I'm not in any way stating there will be a problem with this, but on a new colour in particular, paint in particular, the pigmentations in paint, particularly with the delicate nitrocellulose finish, that's where you would get something, but it could take years to emerge, and yeah, Rossetti are fantastic for backing that up.
Well, that's great customer care, isn't it? Which I'm getting from sound effects.
So yeah, that pretty much is the guitar. As I say, it's evolved and changed slightly over the years.
Explain to me, from first principles, moving up, what's that called?
It's tailpiece. It's an R tailpiece.
An R tailpiece.
An R tailpiece, just with the Rickenbacker logo.
Okay, yeah.
Again, if you with Rickenbacker, let's just say you decided you want to fake a Rickenbacker or whatever, and you wanted to buy one of those, you cannot buy them. You cannot buy those. If anything, ever any issue with those, if you send them back to Rickenbacker,
when you say those, what are you talking about? The
truss rod cover.
Okay.
With Rickenbacker written on it.
Yeah.
Very precious about their brand, quite rightly so. Being
this
such an
sticker
old
here, should that stay on, or is that just?
Most people leave it on, yeah.
Well, I like that because
really
I like the American brand.
Yeah.
You know, I love America. Okay. So just explain to me. It's actually treble, bass. Why have you got 2 trebles and 2 bass?
One for each pickup. It's a fire alarm going off, but no need to panic. It's a test on a Monday morning. Don't leave the building.
I'm not leaving without that. So yeah. So that's the treble.
Treble?
That's the treble.
Bass, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, and why is the 2?
Just independently, one just a tone and a volume control for each, which is a fairly standard.
Oh, it's tone and volume,
tone and volume.
And what's that one?
And that's a blend switch that allows you to blend the tone between the 2 pickups.
So how do you know what's 0 and what's 10?
It doesn't matter, whatever sounds good.
Oh, right, okay, I get it. And is that blending between the treble and
It's not blending the actual volume between the 2. It's a tone circuitry.
Okay.
It's a bit of a sort of a Rickenbacker. Special mithy type.
And what's this?
Just your pickup selector.
Can you have it in the middle as well?
Yeah, and have it in the middle and have both pickups. Yeah.
And so give me for instance. So like the Byrds tambourine man.
Most people with Rickies will use the treble pickup position. It's a very jangly, very trebly sound.
Oh, okay. So if it's in the middle,
that.
it's more mellow.
Yeah.
And if it's that, it's the bass.
Even more mellow, yeah.
Okay. So and it's funny because I would have thought that was the bass, but it's not. It's the opposite to what you think. Yeah. Is that because if you play it here, it's dead high?
Yeah, in a way. Yeah. You just get a more trebly sound from that,
and
a more mellow sound from the neck.
Well, I get that. And the sound hole. Okay. So is the guitar all hollow? Or just part of it?
Just part of it, really. The way that Rickenbackers are made is quite unusual. They'll take a piece of maple and cut the body shape out.
Yeah.
They'll then route it out from the back, so they'll hollow it out from the back, fit the neck, and there's a centre block goes through the middle.
Yeah.
And then they'll put maple on the back of it to cover it over, and hey presto, you have your guitar.
Smashing.
So on a natural colour, you can see the join in the middle there, and the wood grain at either side.
So go back to the F hole. So any guitar that has they call it F holes, don't they?
An F hole would literally be an F shape, and in the 1960s, all Rickenbackers imported into the UK did have an F, because they didn't feel that the British public would be receptive to this alternative.
Okay.
But since the 1960s,
so is that like what do you call that?
A cat's eye / hole, Rickenbacker unique shape hole.
Oh, it is, yeah. It's like a wave, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to thank you once again. I think the customer care in here, as I said, you go into Dawson's, you pay your money, and you're escorted off the premises here. I've had a lovely cup of coffee. I've had a nice chat. I've had what?
The finest.
Absolutely, and I got the last amount of milk. How cool's that? And here's the owner of the business. He's got a very important project, a big investment coming up with this recording studio. He's taken time to meet me, to come back, and I've already bought it, but to show me everything, because I'm not REM's piece of book. I'm not the guy from the Byrds or Paul Weller in the City, right? I've fallen in love with that since '77, and I'm now 77. It's now 2013. I've got one. That's a life's ambition achieved, and I'm dead proud. And this guy was sitting here. Lovely Paul is doing all the filming. Really love the customer care, the customer experience, which my company of a day job is very much about. Maximising the customer experience, because if you have a great customer experience, you'll come back and back and back. It's about brand loyalty, and I have to say, I came in here, Sound Effects in Ormskirk, by chance, because I think you're not in a big city, so you're not going to be a big store, and I was blown away by you and the other lads, Richard, Rich, and the other Andy, all of the same ethos, customer care, making me feel very welcome. And I had no money to buy anything, and I said up front, I'm not buying anything today. But despite that, they went to the nth degree, and I think it's so important to get customer care right, and these guys have got it. So all the best to you. Happy New Year, and thank you very much indeed.
Enjoy your guitar.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.